So two of my favorite action heroes from the 80s have had movies within like a 2-week period. Arnold Schwarzenegger and now Sylvester Stallone. I enjoyed The Last Stand, it was fun. Was Bullet to the Head a piece of crap like the trailer made it look like? Bullet to the Head stars Sylvester Stallone as a hitman of sorts. He works with his partner. They do a hit and it doesn't exactly go as they planned. They found out they were set up. While they're at a bar, Jason Momoa comes up and stabs his partner to death and then tries to kill Sylvester Stallone, but fails. Now Stallone is on a path to find this guy and the people involved with the organization that set him and his partner up, along with a cop, the guy from Fast 5, I can't quite remember his name. Now these two guys set off on a kind of buddy cop-like adventure to it's not really an adventure. Lots of blood in this one. Now as I said in my intro, this trailer really looked bad. It looked so it looked bad. All the jokes didn't work in the trailer and I was really dreading seeing this movie. I was surprised though, this movie isn't awful at all. I actually had a fair amount of fun with this movie and I'm telling you that in all seriousness. This is another movie kind of like The Last Stand where you can't take it too seriously, although it definitely does have a more serious vibe than The Last Stand does, and in some ways it's made much better. Walter Hill as a director is pretty famous for making some pretty good action movies in the 70s, namely The Driver, which some have said heavily inspired Nicholas Winding Refn's Drive. This film does have a very similar seedy, city-like nightlife quality to it, where there's lots of jazz music in the background, a little film noirish at times, lots of conversations between characters in cars, and then lots of bullets to the head and blood spray and punching and Sylvester Stallone flexing those veiny muscles of his. I gotta say though, dude, that guy is in shape. He may be doping, but he is in shape for in his 60s. Good job, my friend. Also, Christian Slater shows up in this movie in a bit of a small role, but it was kind of interesting seeing him, kind of fun. I like him from the 90s days, you know, True Romance, Broken Arrow. And Jason Momoa is coming off the abysmal Conan the Barbarian. Much better in this film. He doesn't have as much to say. He's kind of an emotionless, straightforward, kick butt all day villain. Like that's all he does is kill people and take names. And he does a pretty good job in this movie. He's pretty menacing. The movie has a pretty nice score as well. The background music to the movie was nice. I liked a lot of the bar scenes where they had this kind of light piano music playing. It was pretty cool. But the movie just had a nice tone to it that I was surprised by. And some pretty good action scenes, although a little bit of shaky cam is used. You can tell though that it's not shaky cam to mask poor stunt work or to mask poor storytelling. It's a little shaky at times, but you can see that Stallone is taking a lot of the hits himself, and some of these guys are getting knocked down pretty hard, and I was pleased with that. Problems with the movie. There's quite a bit. The acting at times, not that great. But, you know, I mean, really? Is that gonna be the complaint? See, this movie comes from a different era. This is a very much late 70s, early 80s action film. It feels like that, despite the fact there's the overuse of CGI blood, and it's not awful CGI. You can tell, but it's not terrible. The script is filled with cliches, you know, the damsel in distress, the big end fight. It has all the little needed elements of an action movie, and you can tell, you can just see where it's going a lot. You can see, okay, this is gonna happen, this is gonna happen. It's a little predictable, but the movie itself is an entertaining ride. Stallone was actually a lot of fun in this movie, and I really liked his character. I thought he did a pretty good job in this movie. He had a lot of really good one-liners, and his chemistry with him and the cop was really good, and they actually had a pretty funny buddy cop relationship, and I was truly surprised by this movie. But still, it's not the greatest movie. There's nothing about this movie that is like, wow, that was just amazing. It's just a fun ride filled with mindless entertainment. I'm gonna give Bullet to the Head a B-. It's not a great movie, it's not a terrible movie at all, it's just a fun watch, and if you're a fan of Stallone and the 80s action films, I think you'll enjoy it just like I did. Thanks a lot for watching, guys, and as always, if you like this review, then you can click right here and get Stuckmanized.